So Jim, in the end, you come away with a point here from East Thurrock with 10 men. Would you say it was good in those circumstances?
Well, I think before the game, obviously, we looked to come here and win a game of football, but the way things panned out, we try and take the positives from the game. I think that leaves us unbeaten in February, 3 wins and a draw. I bit one of the games in the cup. But like you say, it's coming to that time of the year to pick up the 3 points. So we will be positive, but we're disappointed not to win the game.
What was the plan after Sean Rigg received his second yellow card?
I think you can still see there's still a lot. There was a lot in the game for us to probably go and win it if we needed to. You have to be a little bit more cautious because obviously they've got a man extra, but we got forward when we needed to. Pitch was a little bit of a leveler, really. We like to play a bit of football, but it didn't really allow us to do so much of that today. So, for a few of the boys that have come into, like James Morton and so on, they have to adapt their game slightly. So it's a good learning curve for them. But yeah, even with 10 men, I think, like you say, we still were pushing forward slightly, which left us a little bit open at the back at times. But yeah, I think took the point in the end.
A couple of changes from last Saturday's game against Whitehall. Was that after Tuesday's game, or did you just want to freshen things up a bit?
Yeah, no, I think, like you say, it's that time of year as well. There's a lot of football been played, really. One forced change with Frankie sitting out today, really. So that sort of made up our minds. And then, Antoine scoring a hat trick on Tuesday night, which looking to get more goals into the team. That's probably the 2 reasons why there was a few changes.
What do you think of the first half performance? City looked pretty good, got the goal up ahead. Do you think it fallen flat? Was it the red card had played a part, perhaps?
Yeah, no, I don't. I think when you go down to 10 minutes, it obviously does play a little bit of a part in there, really. But for some reason, it was quite a tight first half, but we managed to get a good goal, good set piece from Jack Compton and Jack Batten combining there. And we spoke about half time about what we were going to do in the second half, stuff like that, but it just didn't really go our way, and we couldn't get our game plan going in the second half. And like I say, we addressed that inside there and find out from all of us why that happens at times, and sometimes it does. It's a cold day on a very poor pitch, and not a lot of atmosphere flying around, and we try and look for excuses, but we won't. We'll take the point, and we'll move on to next week.
You say unbeaten in February, which is not bad considering the games you had to play, in another tough-looking one next week against Eastbourne, weather permitting. Yeah,
that's right. Getting to that sort of the last 10 games of the season coming in, so the last sort of quarter really, and we just need to turn those little draws into some wins, because probably just a couple more points, we'd probably be in a better position, or where we'd like to be. But yeah, we're looking forward, looking positive. We've got a strong squad, and like I say, we'll prepare ready for another game on Saturday against Eastbourne.
And hopefully a big crowd with family day at Twerton Park.
Yes, like I say, you've seen what the club have been doing over the last month or so, trying to really promote this and get the football club into the centre of Bath, with the idea of putting around buses and in the shop windows and things like that, really. And there's been quite a lot of hard work going off the scene, and like I say, hopefully we can get the game on, and we can pick up another valuable 3 points at home in front of a really big crowd with a big atmosphere.
So Andy, mixed feelings really, I suppose you say, after that 1-1 draw, losing a 1-goal lead but then hanging on with 10 men.
Yeah, I think we had I thought we played well first half, created some good chances, and I think we deserved our 1-0 lead at half time. And then it was a sort of tale of two halves really. They come out second half and played against the wind quite well, pushed up high and sort of made it difficult for us. And arguably they probably would rue not taking a few chances and winning the game.
And I think that was your first 90 minutes of the year as well, so how do you think it went for you?
Yeah, just delighted to be back on a pitch. It's been a tough couple of months, and tried to come back and didn't quite work out, and then obviously playing 90 today was brilliant. I think I've done all right. Just trying to get back to fitness now, really. Normally takes me 1 or 2 games to get myself right, and then hopefully sort of next week go again and try and get 3 points.
Your decision to play on Tuesday, did you make it clear to Jerry you wanted to run out?
Yeah, we both sort of had a chat, and I needed the minutes. Obviously I hadn't played any really since Chelmsford. Sort of half an hour last week was good to get back in, and obviously nice to get the goal. And then it felt good on Tuesday, to be fair. Just sort of the plan was to play sort of 50-60 minutes, and that felt pretty good. And then got the all clear to play today, so yeah, it felt good.
And I understand it was an injury you picked up off the pitch, wasn't it? Which means you've been ruled out more recently over Christmas.
Yeah, it was a little calf strain, just before the Chippenham game actually. Just something silly really. Just before the game on the Saturday, I had a little run on the Friday. Just picked up a little tweak and it just rumbled on for a month or two really. So yeah, just delighted to be back now, and ultimate aim now to try and get in the playoffs in the next sort of 2 months.
Yeah, Eastbourne on Saturday, so another game. Hopefully, you'll be able to return to winning ways.
Yeah, we got to. We just said in there too many draws last week. We need to win that. We need to win today. If we keep drawing, we're not going to get in there. We need to. We just said we're unbeaten in February, which is great, but we're drawing too many games. So we've got to go into next week. We need to win that, and then we've got a tough little run in. So start next week 3 points, and that should take us into the playoffs, and we need to try and stay there.
Were you given any different instructions when City went down to 10 men?
Just to try and keep it tight, really, and try and get them on the break. They were obviously running through us at times. I think it was difficult. We tied a little bit at the last 15. But Luke's made an unbelievable save again. He's kept us out of jail. Boys have put some great blocks on the line, so it showed great character really to come away with a draw in the end.
And final thing, I think you're only a couple of goals shy of Dave Pratt for most goals in National League side, so you'll be hoping to overtake that before the end of the season, perhaps.
Didn't know that, yeah. Pratt obviously had a great record here. He's gone on to Wheelstone now, banging them in. So yeah, it'd be a great honour if I could beat that in hopefully by the end of the season.